Hello friends, welcome to my channel Hiratakis. This is our Angular 21 tutorial for beginners part 22. In this video, we are going to talk about what is HTTP interceptors, and also we can see one real-time example using this HTTP interceptors, that is accessing security API by passing this JWT token. Okay, first let me tell you what is interceptor. The HTTP interceptors is kind of service that automatically intercepts all HTTP request and response made using the HTTP client. So it will be used for two important scenarios. One is before a request goes out, you can change it, and also after a response comes back, you can handle it. That means just to consider one real-time example. From our Angular application, we used to make the HTTP request for accessing the API. Okay. So here the request will start from our controller and the ending point is our API. So the request before reaching our API, if you want to modify the request, we can use this HTTP interceptor. The second one is after a response comes back, you can handle it. So that means once our request reached our API, we can expect two kind of response. One is success and another one is failure. Okay. So in this scenario, our response before reaching to the client, if you want globally implement any login mechanism or showing any error or implementing the loading spinner, we can use this HTTP interceptors. So next we can see some of the use cases. The first one is add JWT token to every request. It comes to our first scenario. Before your request goes out, you can change it. Okay. The second one is handle errors showing loading spinner log API calls. These three scenarios are coming to the second scenario. After a response comes back, you can handle it. Okay. So next we can create one new HTTP interceptor. Using that, we can consume one security API by passing the JWT token. So let me go to my application. Here the first thing is we can create one new interceptor. So the command is ng generate interceptor, and we can create inside the folder core. I am providing the name is token interceptor. Okay, our interceptor is created. We open that. So the next thing is we have to configure this interceptor in our application. In our app.config side, so in this provide HTTP client section, we have to add like with interceptors. So here we can add multiple interceptor. Okay, fine. Okay, also in this application we enabled the SSR, so we need to add with the fetch. Okay, hereafter if I made any HTTP request before reaching to the destination, it will comes to our HTTP interceptors. Okay, so here only I am going to pass our security token. First let me run my API application. It's already in the running mode. Okay, so here I am going to access this get all function. Okay, this is my API endpoint, and in our application, I mean in our Angular application, the service side, let me create one new function. The name is get all associate. Okay, and it is the get method, and the return type we don't know. I just added the URL. That's it. Okay, the next thing is the same API we can access using the Postman tool. Okay, so here we just added this URL, and in this header we have to include this behavior, then our JWT token. I believe it is the expired token. Once I raised the request, I'm getting this 401 error. So I'm going to create one new token. Okay, the new token is created. Okay, So now if I'm executing, I'm getting this response. Okay. If you look at here, we have this EP URL. Additionally, we added this header. From this header, we passed our token, right? The same thing only I am going to do from our interceptor section. Okay. So let me go back to our Angular application. So in this interceptor side, here the first thing is we need our secured token. So initially I am going to hard code our token value. Okay. So end of the video, I will implement the login screen also. So there we will get our token dynamically. So let me copy the same token. And then we have to create the clone for this request. Clone request request.clone. So here I am going to include the header. So in this header, we have to add the authorization. If you look at here, we have a key authorization and then the value should be bearer and our token, right? So the same way we need to copy this authorization. If I did this bulk edit, we will get the exact thing. Okay. And then we have to copy this bearer, a kind of key. Then we are including this value bearer, and we should have the space. Okay. After this space, we need to add our token. Okay. Once it is done, we can return our the clone request. Okay. The change is done. The next thing is we have to access this function, one of the component side. So before that, we can define our model. Okay. So if you look at here, we'll have information: ID, name, address, email, and phone number. So based on this info, let me create one new model class. So the same way we can include all the fields. First, we can add in the service side. So next, I am going to take this employee component. So here I am going to have one new function, load all associate, and in the top we can have one declaration. Okay, there is the empty array, and here we can call our API method. It all associate, there is no parameter. So here also need to be added like this. Okay. So next let me add one console, we can verify. Let me run this application and we can verify. One more thing, we need to call this function in the initial load. You can call inside the constructor. Okay, fine. So now if I look at the UI side, you can see in the console side. Let me refresh once again. So we got our data. Okay. So now the same data I'm going to bind in one of the select control. So in our employee screen, if I go to the HTML side, so we have these remarks, right? After that, I'm adding one more new section. Okay. You can say associate. And instead of the text area, we can use match select. And we need to add mat option. And the mat option, we can generate using the array data. Okay, I'm going to use the for syntax. Item.id. Now if I refresh once again, we are able to see this information. Okay, fine. So now we got the idea like how to pass the JWT token using this interceptor. Okay. So the next thing is, if you noted, we just hard coded this token, right? Instead of that, we can implement our login screen. From this login screen, we can get our token. Okay. So already I have one login screen. Okay. The same login screen, we can implement our real-time API. Okay. Let me go to the application, and in this app routes, we can see in this login time, we used this login component inside the TDF. Okay. So let me go to the same component. Okay, here we can have our login object. The parameters are username and the password only. And in this proceed login function, we are calling our services. There is a new function, user login. Okay, let me go to the function. So the same way, I'm going to create one new function. Instead of user login, we can provide the name is login. So the input parameter is fine. So in our case, if you look at here, so our login function is the post function, and this is my API URL as well. So first we can change the type, this post method. Okay, and we can hard code our URL also. Okay, this is my first step. Next we need to pass the data as parameter, and in this response point of view, we will get our token only as the object. Okay, so let me create one new model. So in our model section, maybe we can use the same login model. I'm adding one new class, that means new interface. Okay, just added API response. I can provide login response. So here we can add this token, and the type should be string. Next, in our API method also, we can add the same return type. It's login response. Okay, and it is not an array, just object only. So now the API part we are done. So next, let me go back to our component side. In this component side, first I'm changing this function login. Okay, and then parameter is fine, and we will get our responses object, that is login response, and also it is just object only. Then we have to check like not equal to null, that is fine. Once the login is succeeded, we are assigning value this is logged in, true, that is fine. Then username. So here I'm going to have one more variable. I can provide token. So initially we can have one empty value, that is fine. Okay, so the next thing is I'm just duplicated this code. Here I'm assigning value for our token, density subset, can give like this. Same way for the username, the login object itself we will get. Okay, okay, now our login function is ready. Next, let me go back to our interceptor. There we can use the same token. If you go here, you can use this inject option. Okay, and I'm using this master service. And for the token, instead of the hardcode value, we can use this token. Since it is the signal, we have to use like this. Once we logged in, we are redirected into our dashboard page. So instead of that, I am going to use this employee. Now let me log in once again. Super user. Login successful. See, if I look at here, we are able to get the data. Okay. Here I want to convey one more thing. So I just minded my token in the signal variable. Okay, that is actually not a preferable way. So the reason is if I refreshed, and I just refreshed my application, right? If you look at here, see, there is no data. The reason is whenever we refreshed our application, the signal variable value also resetted. Okay, that means there is an empty value. So again, we are getting the access issue. Okay. Instead of the signal variable, we can go with the local storage or SSN storage. Since here I enabled the SSR, we are unable to use both. So maybe we have to use the cookie option. Okay. So regarding the cookie, I will create the separate video as soon as possible. So now we are in the end of the video. Still, if you have any doubts or clarification, please post in the comment box. And also please don't forget to subscribe my channel. Thank you. Thanks for watching.